Are we rocking? Ooh, good boy. Good boy. Ooh, son. Ooh. Yeah. I have some cheek protectors on this bit, so it's kind of a little bit more tricky to put on, so I have to get them separated. So when I put him over here on him, I can get on both sides of his mouth with those cheek protectors. And make sure I don't drag the headstall over his eyes. And he'll enjoy the whole bridling experience a lot more if you're a little bit respectful about their eyes and their ears, if that happens to trouble them or bother them much. So it's quite a bit of slack I took out of there just since I snug him up to come over here. So it's a good idea always to check your latigo, your front cinch, and make sure what it looks like before you get on. And then once you've tightened that up again, Grandpa always used to say, turn that horse around one full time before you get on him. So if there's something that was binding, or if he wasn't able to handle the saddle or something else, then more than likely when his feet started to move, well, you'd be able to see what happened. So now as an old man, I understand what my old man grandpa was saying when he was telling me, when I didn't really understand what it was. And I always just go ahead and take his head when I get on, just because we're still pretty new at all this and he's learning. One day we'll just be able to just mount up and get on. Come on, son. It's about time to introduce him to spurs, so I can use my hands for his reining and turning, and then I can get more response out of his feet, and I can start sharpening up some of his turns a little bit. So I just like to warm him up. And more than likely, if he's gonna do something, barring something unforeseen that scares him, when you kick him into that lope, it's when he's gonna want to hop around a little bit. So I want to get him loping around, maybe still a little bit of his wind, so he's a little bit more flexible and when we start doing other stuff with him. But also I want to get him used to me back here, because I'm in his blind zone. He can't see what my hands are doing back behind his eyes. And so I'm moving around in the saddle, letting him, I know I'm here. If you hold really still sometimes, and you're just so cautious when you're going around, sometimes the horses forget you're there, and then all of a sudden you'll do something and they'll go, what's that? What's that? And they'll remember that you're up there, because they kind of get set in and are going around. And so you want to be moving in the saddle and stuff and helping him remember. That we're here. Remember, if you do one eye, you got to do the other eye. And this is his weak side eye. He likes that last, but he's really doing good, huh? So it's time for him to, ooh, son. We're going to, then I'll show you when I get off him. So I like to be ready and drag my foot over his rear end and do it on purpose, because one day I might do it on accident, and I want to know what he's going to do when that happens. So I want to get him ready for if any of that stuff happens. If you look at the videos, you'll see that just a few days ago, I pick up his tail, and I just hold his tail like this, and he full on double barrel, kick your head off, blast it out just by holding his tail. But now he's letting us handle his tail. I can pick it up and move it around. So he's really doing good, and he's starting to become a horse. The wild's starting to seep out of him, and sometimes when you kind of break through a bridge, then the river just starts to flow and everything goes a little easier.